Okay.
Make sure there's 5 people.
5th person.
Hello everybody, thank you for coming to watch my speech. What I wanted to go over with you is, I get a lot of questions on dieting and how to diet down for optimal fat loss and muscle retention. So I wanted to go over body recomposition through fat loss. The main thing you want to worry about is calories. Calories in, calories out is the biggest issue when it comes to fat loss. So you want your activity level to be higher, and you want your calories to be lower than your maintenance. Your maintenance calories is the calories you can eat without gaining any kind of weight or without losing any kind of weight. So you want to be on a calorie deficit. You want to burn off more calories throughout the day than you're intaking. A calorie is a calorie in terms of body recomposition, weight loss. So any kind of calorie you get, whether it's a calorie from a cheeseburger or a calorie from a piece of chicken, a calorie is a calorie in terms of weight loss. Not necessarily health, but if you're just going for weight loss, a calorie is a calorie. So there's no such thing as clean foods. The clean food doesn't exist.
Which person was here?
I know, right? Protein is probably the biggest issue when it comes to muscle retention. The leaner you get and the fewer calories you're on, the more protein you're going to want to intake. 1 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight is really the optimal level, or gram per pound of lean body mass. So that's no fat, all muscle. So however much muscle you have on your frame, that's how many grams of protein you're going to want. Like I said, it's used for maintaining your muscle. So if you're in a lower calorie state and you don't have enough carbs to fuel your workouts and things like that, your body goes through gluconeogenesis, which is protein decomposition into glucose, which fuels your energy instead of retaining your lean muscle mass. Fats is another important part. 15 to 20% of your daily intake should come from fats. Fats regulate your hormones, and like if you start dipping too low into your fats, your hormones go all out of whack, and you go into depression and a bunch of other not so good places to be. Some prefer more fats over carbohydrates. It's really a personal preference. Carbohydrates are your main energy source, but fats, fats are a huge energy source because you have 9 calories per gram of fat, whereas a carbohydrate is 4 grams. But it's really individual preference. Some people respond better to higher fats, lower carbs, or higher carbs, lower fat. So it's really individual. Carbohydrates should fill out the rest of your diet. So after you have 1 to 1.4 grams per pound of lean mass of protein, and then you have your 15% to 30% of fats in your diet, your carbohydrates should fill out the rest. Say if you're on a 2,000 calorie diet and you already have 1,000 filled out through proteins and fats, your carbohydrates should fill out the rest of your diet. Carbohydrates are your main energy source, so a lot of times when people are dieting down, they don't they cut their carbs too low because there's a myth going around that carbs are bad for you. So they'll cut their carbs too low, and what will end up happening is your energy decreases with accordance to your carbohydrates going down. So you have less energy for the gym, so you're not expending as many calories as you should be expending, and you don't feel as full because carbohydrates are very filling, especially fibrous carbohydrates. Generally higher carbs lead to more energy, so that's why you want to keep your carbs as high as possible, so your energy in the gym is as high as you can get it, so you can burn off more calories. Fiber is another important part. It's a really important part if you're going to eat whatever you want. Fiber takes away the glycemic index, which glycemic index is how fast carbs are digested in your body. Like higher glycemic index foods like sweet potatoes and all the healthy carbs, they have a higher glycemic index and they digest faster, or they digest slower. And that's why people say it's better to eat sweet potatoes, brown rice, and things like that. So it's digesting throughout the day rather than something like glucose or sugar that digests right away. So fiber, it also keeps you regulated. It clears out your digestive system, so the proteins, fats, and carbs going through your digestive system have more room available to be digested. So, recap here. Calories is your most important thing when you're talking about weight loss. The macronutrient composition of your diet, it's important, but if you're not in a caloric deficit, you're not going to be losing any weight. Proteins, next essential component when it comes to dieting. You're going to want 1 to 1.4 grams per pound of lean body mass. Fats, you want fats in your diet. 15 to 30% of your diet should consist of fats in order to keep hormones regulated. Carbs are your main energy source, so you want to fill up the remainder of your calories with carbs, so you have enough fuel for daily activities and for energy expenditure in the gym. And then fiber basically eliminates the glycemic index of carbs, meaning that a carb is a carb no matter where you get it from, whether it be pizza or wheat bread or brown rice. A carb is a carb. They all have 4 calories per gram. And what is my time at?
It is at 6 minutes.
Okay, we're good.
More than 6 minutes.
That's good.
Over 6.5.